see if it's on my page. Mm-hmm. Hi, good evening. This is my second attempt at going live, and I'm trying to go live on my personal page. On my personal page. I was live earlier on my business page, but I want to go live on my personal page. But I'm here. I'm going to just continue with this. I'm Coach Wendy Hazel, founder of Lifting Limiting Lids, and I am a inner peace life coach, and I coach women of faith, and I help them to overcome emotional pain and to find inner peace so that they can live a more satisfying life. You hear me talk a lot about inner peace, inner peace, inner peace, finding the peace in the midst of the storm, finding peace on the inside of you when everything around probably just not going well, not going right. Okay? Yes. So if you've been watching the news, you will hear a lot about, yeah, I don't know, I'm just going. You'll hear a lot about there's war going on in the world, and persons want peace, and you'll hear stop the war, we want peace. And it's as if when the war stops, peace will be there. It's as if peace is the absence of war. Okay? And while there may be war going on right now in nations, across nations and countries, we can have a war setting where we live and in our lives. And so I'm just so distracted because I think I'm live on the wrong page, but I'm going to continue and just share it after. And so we want peace. Everybody wants peace in their life. Very few people that I know who love to be in a conflict zone at all times. There's some people who thrive on conflict. There's some people who thrive on that energy. That's just them. But some persons don't like that, right? Don't like that conflict and that kind of negative energy. And so what is this inner peace that is going to make me have a more satisfying life, or a better life on a daily basis? That permanent place of peace. Because I tell you what, when the war stops on the outside, when other people stop the war, they can start it again. And then where does it leave us? So when somebody's high conflict and going on, they can stop and we can breathe. We say, oh boy, like all the time we're saying, when is this going to be over? When is this going to be over? And then now it's like it's over, and it's like, whoa, we kind of breathe. But how long does it last? How long will it last? We have no guarantee how long that's going to last. And so tonight I want to talk about that peace that is lasting and that you will have even though it's like a war zone around you, even though it's like tough around you, right? And so definition for peace is that state of calmness, a calm state in your soul. That's one definition of peace, of that peace that really is going to last and will be there for you. And so when you think of calm and calmness in your soul, the soul is what? The soul is the area of our emotions, where our emotions lie. So we want to be calm in there. And so you might be saying to me, how is that ever possible? As humans, our emotions go, it go all over the place. And so that is so true. That is so true. And when I say inner peace, I don't mean that we just turn dead to emotions especially when things are not nice. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit more about, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this and some stuff that I came up with, that I did some research and to really bring it so that you can get it. And one of the things I found is that real peace that is going to last comes from God. It comes from God. And I tell you why I said that. I looked at some scriptures, and I'm just going to share two of them with you. Actually, this morning I was reading in Psalm 94, and I did a little audio recording. I shared it with some folks, and so many persons said they were so glad to hear it because it came just in time. And it's talking about asking God for the power to calm myself down and find peace in the days of adversity. And adversity is talking about when there's misery, there's distress, there's calamity, there's injury, there's wrongdoing, or something unkind has happened. And you can go, if you read your Bible, or you can just always Google it, Psalm 94, and it's talking about God giving us the power to calm ourselves down. And you know when things happen, like you said, adversity, calamity, hurtful things, unkind things happen. When those things happen, we know how we get all tossed up on the inside. We get all tossed up on the inside. And so for some persons, it's a long time before we can calm down. It's a long time. We get silent. We may not be saying anything, but the inside of us is turmoil for quite a while. It can go on for days. Some people go on for weeks, a long time. Some people, it can be months and years. You call the person's name or you recall the situation, and inside is just burning and just not a happy place, right? And so one of the things Jesus said to his disciples when he was sending them out, this is in Luke 10 verse 5, it says, whatever house you enter, first say peace to this house, and if anyone of peace is in there, your peace will rest on him. If not, it will return to you. And so that kind of tells me there's a peace that is inside of me, that when I go somewhere, and like he's saying, go and you say peace to this house. If somebody else has that same peace, you're going to connect. You're going to connect, and they're going to appreciate it. They're going to understand it, and they're going to receive it, right? But if they don't have it, you can pick it up. You can sense that this person doesn't have that inner peace. It may come out with things that they say, I remember only a couple of days ago, I was talking with a friend, and she was talking about how she failed to visit one particular family member. She chose to go to another one first. She was visiting in the area. She chose to go to this other one first, which in her mind was, kind of needed to see her more. She didn't see that person for a longer time. But when she was finished there, she went to the other one. The reaction, I can't say reaction, the reception was not nice. Oh, you choose to come now, that kind of shade or negative thing being thrown. And so you go somewhere and you talk with someone, you can pick up there's no peace. When we're hurt, I know that happened to me. When you're hurt and really hurting and the pain is fresh and it's raw, there's no peace because you're consumed with whatever the person did. You're consumed with how you're feeling, and you're not able to receive that peace. And somebody trying to give you that peace, you feel as if they don't understand you. They don't understand what's going on inside of you. You just want the people to listen and to hear the pain, right? And so that is one way that you can, from that, what happened there with Jesus, send them out and saying, when you go, you just give your peace to the home. If it's there already, somebody there with it, they'll receive it. If not, it'll come back to you. You'll feel it bounce right back. It just didn't go anywhere. Okay? And so again, is that peace is that tranquil state, that quiet, calm state of your soul, where you got a confidence of knowing that things are going to be okay. Things are going to be okay because there's somebody taking care of things. And that's somebody who we can really trust to take care of things is God, is God. So, all right. Another part is when Jesus went, before he left the earth, he said to his disciples around him, he said, peace I leave with you. This is John 14:27, if you want to look it up. Peace I leave with you, my perfect peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Don't let your heart be troubled, nor let it be afraid. Let my perfect peace calm you in every circumstance and give you courage and strength for every challenge. And one example he gave of that peace is when he was in the boat. If you know that story, he was in the boat and the water was raging, a really fierce storm, and he was just sleeping at the bottom. So it's like when things are going crazy haywire around you, you can still have a sense of that calm on the inside that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It doesn't mean that you don't be afraid of anything or you don't have fear. Fear will come, but then the thought will come, the knowledge that it's going to be okay. And your peace, you can rest in that peace. All right? You can rest in that peace. And so one of the things that, I say is that fear and peace can't dwell together. Can't dwell together. If you have the peace, you will be calm. When we have fear, we don't have peace. We are bothered, we are troubled, we are, our thoughts are everything is going crazy. So when the peace comes in, when you get an inner peace, you'll find fear goes out. And as we think of relationships, like, I talk with persons who are in abusive relationships, that when you're hearing certain unkind things or unkind things being done to you, it's hard to have that peace. You're going to ask, how, and I know persons ask, will I ever be happy? When will I ever be happy? That question, if you haven't asked it aloud, if you're in that situation, you have the thought comes to you, when is this going to be over? Not again, that kind of thing. And so we want to have that peace. Like I said earlier, we're human, we'll get heated, we'll get ruffled, but when you have that peace, that inner peace, your calm will be restored quickly, or I should say faster, right? Because then you'll think about things. It's going to be easier to look at what's going on and ask, what is the lesson here for me? What am I meant to learn here in this? You're able to, when you have that peace, you're able to pull back from a situation or a person and really observe what is happening here and make better sense of it. Sometimes you may never, because the thing just doesn't make sense at all, right? But you can look back and look, what am I meant, what's the lesson here for me? What am I meant to learn from this? What am I meant to learn from this? Like, like I would share before, each one of these situations you'll find yourself in is a spiritual experience. You come out stronger, wiser, better, for it, if you're able to look at it and check to see, what am I meant to learn from this? It also is a way of learning what's going on inside of me, seeing how I act or react, because our bodies speak, We get a reaction in our body when stuff going on. We get a reaction in our bodies. And so that peace is not only inside of our soul and the spiritual area, but in the physical as well. In another video, I'll talk about the health effects and the physical effects of being in an abusive relationship, dealing with emotional abuse on a lengthy basis. It has a lot of physical and health effects, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. Okay, and so when we have that peace, not only are we able to be calm in spite of what's going on externally, but we're not as triggered. Our emotions don't be as triggered anymore. And if you know about that, somebody says something that's unkind or whatever, and inside of you, just, I know somebody said, I get home, from the time I'm approaching home, my inside just goes off, the sound of his voice just goes off. I'm in the kitchen, I see him coming, and I'm just like, already my body starts to react. And so when we have that inner peace, we have the physical calm as well as the spiritual calm as well, right? We're able to sleep better when we got it. So you sleep better, right? Like earlier I said, Jesus was sleeping in the boat with the storm. When you don't have it, so we have sleep problems, either long-term falling to sleep or sleeping at all. You finally get insomnia, you're up all night because why? Your brain, our mind's just going and going, right? And so we want to do that. When we have that inner peace, we're not interested in conflict. You can smell conflict coming, you can smell something brewing a way off, and you decide, I am not going to respond. I'm not going to even act as if I heard it. I want to preserve my calm, So that is it. When we have that inner peace, we are comfortable owning our truth. I can more comfortably say, you know what? I was wrong here. I should not have reacted there, because we're able to step back and really see what is going on in the situation. And negative emotions are not in the way, preventing us from really assessing what's going on and learning from it. Okay? And when we have that inner peace, sometimes we let things happen and not make things happen. I don't know if you can relate to that. Like when you all worked up about the situation, what's happening, we're doing everything to make things happen. We want to make this person change. We want to make this person. We want to make people hear me. I want to make people understand what I'm saying. I don't know. I know about being in a place like that where that's what's going to. I'm going to make this happen when I don't like what's happening. I'm going to make it happen. But when we have that inner peace, because we also have a confidence that God is going to take care of things for us, then we can let things happen, knowing it's going to all work together for good sometimes. Not an easy thing, right? I know, but it's a journey. Finding the inner peace is a journey. It's not, I won't tell you it's going to be, come, let's pray, let's do this, and it's going to happen like that. It's going to be a journey. And so the question might be, why is it we don't have it? Why, with all I might have prayed, whatever I tried to do, I tried to, make peace and everything, why I still don't have it? And so one of the things I'm going to say is we have to make space for it. Make space for it? Yes. We have to make space for it. We have to be willing to work on ourselves and let go of past hurts. And that's a good piece of work. It's not easy, right? We have to let go of past hurts. We have to heal from past trauma, because once those things are there, it's easy to be triggered when somebody come and say something, do something, and you can connect with it from your past on the inside of you. Then it just robs you of that peace, robs you of that inner peace. It's more difficult. Okay, so those are the thoughts and the talk I wanted to share tonight with you. And the question is, do you have that inner peace where you can be calm, not as a pretense or an act, but genuinely there is a calm that sometimes you even surprise yourself that you didn't react or how you reacted calmly to that situation. And if you don't, how badly do you want it? Are you willing to do the work, which is, like I said, make space for it in your life by letting go of past hurts, letting go of past traumas, letting go of some things that standing in the way and blocking it, right? Letting go of fear. Sorry. Letting go of fear, the spirit of fear. Like I said, fear and inner peace cannot dwell together. One is going to kick out the other. Okay? So, sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. So, I just pray that you will reach out. Letting go and healing from the past is something you really cannot do on your own. We do need persons to help us to get through to that. There's some things that you might have forgotten about totally that is there just getting in the way. and having someone work with you. You can get a counselor or a coach or someone to work with you, to work through it and letting go so that you can find that inner peace. Okay. If you you have any questions you want to ask me or you want to talk some more about it, you feel free to DM me, send me a direct message, a private message. You can drop comments. If you're watching this on the replay, I'm going to ask you to just put hashtag replay. Watch it on the replay. I think a lot of people are going to be watching it on the replay because it's not live where it should be. And I'm trusting that I'll get this fixed next week. Watching it on the replay, hashtag replay, and drop questions. If your question's too personal and you don't want to put it out there, you don't want to have your name there, I appreciate that. You can just send me a message. Okay, and I want to invite you. I'm going to drop the link in the comments after. Invite you to join. I have a private Facebook group called Limiting Lids, and that's a private group where it's a safe space and protected space. I invite you to join if you want to continue to have deeper conversations. In there, I share some more. I share some more strategies and techniques and things you can do. I answer questions. If you have the question, somebody else has that question too. I will answer questions. In there, I also do some lives to have discussions with you one-on-one. So if you want to be in there, I invite you to join, hop into the group. There's some questions to answer before getting into the group, and for obvious reasons. We don't want the wrong persons getting in there. Okay? This is really to help. Like I said, I help women of faith to overcome emotional abuse and to find that inner peace so you can have a more satisfying life. It's not about, inside the group, it's not about telling you how to leave your marriage or how to stay in there. That's not my place to tell you that. That's between you and God. I trust the Lord will lead you how He wants you to go, right? The decision you want to make. But in there, you definitely be encouraged to listen to the Lord. Ask the Lord questions and listen to the Lord and hear how He is leading you as to where He wants you to go. So that group is Limiting Lids, fully private. So once you're in there, nobody can see who is in there. Nobody can see who are the members or what is being posted, because we want to have that safe space for you, right? So I encourage you to join the group, join the Facebook group in there, where we're going to talk some more and you get more answers to your questions. Okay, so that's it for tonight, and I just pray that you find that inner peace. Good night.